Every day, billions of dollars in goods cross oceans, borders, and continents. Textbooks say global trade is driven by supply and demand by nations, open markets, and competitive companies. But investigators who examined the machinery beneath global commerce found something different, a deeply coordinated system controlled not by governments, but by a silent network of entities that dictate movement across the world. This is the structure of global trade control and the players you were never meant to see. When analysts mapped shipping routes, trade contracts, and port ownership, an unusual pattern emerged. A small set of companies controlled most of the world's container fleets. A small set of holding groups controlled the majority of global ports, and a small set of private councils dictated shipping standards adopted by nations worldwide. These groups never appear on political stages, yet they shape the world's supply chains with mathematical precision. Why would a handful of private entities hold the keys to global commerce? In diplomatic archives, investigators uncovered trade clauses that had been hidden from the public for decades. Provisions granting private companies the right to bypass customs during emergencies. Clauses forcing nations to maintain specific shipping standards controlled by private councils. Agreements enabling offshore trade alliances to influence national logistics without legal accountability. Every agreement had pieces missing, pages removed, signatures redacted, origin unclear, a sign that visibility was never part of the design. Most people think ports belong to nations, but ownership records tell another story. Major ports are increasingly controlled by sovereign wealth funds, private logistics dynasties, and holding companies that operate outside democratic oversight. Some ports are run by corporations that don't even appear on public exchanges. Others are owned by shell companies based in neutral jurisdictions with no trade regulations. Control of ports is control of nations. Goods don't move unless these entities allow them to move. Container ships may display corporate logos, but the real power lies in the consortiums behind them. Freight alliances that coordinate capacity, routes, and pricing. Networks of insurers that decide which waters are safe. Banks that finance entire fleets and shift global liquidity through maritime trade. These empires operate quietly, rarely appearing in public debates, yet every global supply chain depends on their decisions. Every major supply chain crisis follows a similar pattern: ports shutting down, routes restricted, shipments delayed, prices rising. The public blames weather, politics, or accidents. But internal communications show that many disruptions benefit the same shipping alliances and logistics giants. During crises, smaller competitors collapse, market share consolidates, and control becomes even tighter. Crises don't weaken the system, they fortify it. Governments announce trade policies, but private councils decide the standards nations must follow. These councils write the frameworks that shape global movement: inspection protocols, container requirements, security systems, environmental rules. Nations adopt them not because they choose to, but because refusing them excludes them from global trade entirely. Power disguised as regulation, control disguised as global cooperation. Trade researchers encountered the same obstacles across countries. Requests denied, data sealed. Port ownership records lost, customs documents redacted. Audits halted for unexplained national security reasons. Those who pressed further were met with silence, legal pressure, or unexplained withdrawal of funding. Global trade does not defend itself loudly. It simply withdraws access. Why maintain such a meticulously hidden system? Because controlling trade means controlling the flow of goods, the stability of nations, the rise and fall of industries, the influence of markets, the leverage of governments, the direction of global economies, and the lifeline of modern civilization. Trade is power, and that power is not distributed. It is concentrated, deeply, quietly, intentionally. So is global trade an open marketplace or a controlled network, a competitive system, or an engineered architecture? A reflection of global cooperation, or a mechanism of silent influence shaping the modern world? The truth may not lie in the ships we see, but in the agreements we never do. If you're ready to uncover the next layer of global power, subscribe to the Hidden Codex and tell us what you believe truly controls global trade.